They're two of the hottest phones of 2015, but should we be buying the HTC One M9 or the Samsung Galaxy S6? Let's chuck them under the microscope. The One M9 and the S6 are gorgeous to look at. They do, however, follow slightly different design philosophies. The HTC One M9 has an all-metal body with a brushed effect on the curved rear section and metal bezels at the top and bottom, with no physical buttons on the face whatsoever. As for control buttons, they're all located on the right edge, which, depending on your point of view, either keeps things simple or makes it a little cluttered. The S6 takes an all-glass approach. There's glass on the rear, glass on the front, and then a thin ring of metal keeping it all together. There's a physical home button at the bottom, which is more convenient than the software home button on the HTC One. It's always there when you need it basically, unlike the One M9's virtual home button, which can sometimes disappear. I think we'll call this first round a draw. As for displays, the Samsung Galaxy S6 wins this fight easily. The One M9's display looks slightly larger thanks to some black inner bezeling, but in actual fact it's a tiny bit smaller, 5 inches versus the S6's 5.1 inch panel. More significantly, the One M9 uses a 1920 by 1080 pixel resolution, full HD, and it looks great, but it does pale in comparison to the S6's gorgeous 1440 by 2560 pixels. The HTC isn't bad at all, but the S6 really does have one of the best screens on the planet. You can't spot any individual pixels with the naked eye, and images are supremely crisp and realistic, with incredibly wide viewing angles and great brightness. The One M9 arguably has a better storage solution. It comes with 32 gigs of storage, expandable via microSD up to a massive 2 terabytes. The S6, meanwhile, gives you a choice of 32, 64 or 128 gigs of onboard storage. However, it cannot be upgraded via microSD. Once you've bought your chosen model, you're basically stuck with that level of storage. Finally, it's worth noting that the One M9 has a better pair of speakers. If you like playing your music at the back of the bus without headphones, this is the one to go for. The Samsung Galaxy S6 rocks the company's own Exynos chipset, an octa-core processing solution that uses 2 quad-core chips running at 1.5 and 2.1 GHz respectively. It's usually smoother than butter, allowing HD movie playback, 4K video recording and flawless gameplay. Only multitasking with apps causes the occasional little judder. The HTC One M9 packs an octa-core chip too, the Snapdragon 810. It's not quite as nippy as the S6, however, and the Snapdragon has been shown to overheat in tests, although we haven't noticed any serious issues when using the One M9. The S6's battery life is decent considering the bright, super crisp, power-sucking screen. If you mess around shooting high-def video or playing games, it won't last anywhere near a full day. However, if you're more conservative and limit yourself to occasional web browsing, email checks and some app use, you should make it to bed before the S6 dies. But if it does run out of juice, the quick charge feature lets you recharge in mere minutes.
The HTC One M9 also has quick charge, and the battery will last you longer than the S6's.
Expect a day to a day and a half of use without too much difficulty. The HTC One M9 probably has a great camera on paper. In reality, it's good, but far from stunning. Out of the box, images look especially flat and lackluster. Obviously these can be edited using aftermarket software to give them a bit more punch. The selfie camera is decent though, with good low light performance and a wide angle lens. Video performance is better thanks to 4K recording and fast 60 frames per second motion capture, although a lack of image stabilization is disappointing. The S6's cameras are fantastic. The quick launch function, which lets you double tap the home button to launch the camera, is useful and it helps to capture spontaneous action. And lens focusing is lightning quick. The primary camera only has a 16 megapixel sensor, but it packs in plenty of detail, has great color reproduction and generally looks gorgeous. Even in low light conditions, the f1.9 aperture lens captures plenty of details, reducing the need for picture spoil and flash usage. The selfie cam is a beauty too. It's possible to shoot full HD in 30 or 60 frames per second, or crank things up to 2 or 4K for super high def shenanigans. We have a winner, but it's not as clear cut as some might expect. The Samsung Galaxy S6 takes the crown as it's marginally faster, has a better camera, and a far better screen. However, the HTC One M9 nips at its heels where performance is concerned, offers better battery life, and a far better pair of onboard speakers, not to mention upgradable storage. Ultimately, both are great handsets, but if you're after a phone that's right on the cutting edge, then the Samsung should get your vote.